So as you can tell, Kathy Coover is not beside me right now. However, she will grace us with her presence on a Zoom. So I will let you know when that's going to be because I'm so freaking out excited about it. She's going to talk about all things leadership. I had a chance to see her and Jim this morning, and I thought tonight's call would be so appropriate to talk about the Isagenix story, to talk about them. I know you guys probably had a chance to read my post, but I think it's so imperative when you are really wanting to build an Isagenix business and become an executive partner with a billion-dollar health and wellness company that you know the stories, you know the Stevie Awards that we have won, you know some of the awards that Kathy has won as an individual female business entrepreneur, and you can share their story. And that is part of really the level of belief that it takes to attract really high quality people. We talked about how a lot of people are coming from other companies that are broken and falling apart. And one company in particular that has to do with skincare, I won't say which one, is falling apart because of embezzlement charges. There was another company that fell apart because of the lack of quality in their shakes. I mean, there is so much that goes on that you guys don't even realize how fortunate you are to have a company that goes above and beyond for its integrity, quality of nutrition, and more importantly, the leadership. It is the reason I chose this company because I knew that their vision completely aligned with mine and the core values of the company. So Isagenix was founded 15 years ago, and for those of you that really aren't solid in the history of the company, please go and do your research. But I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version so that any of you that are, pumped to build to executive, and more importantly, I'm going to talk about some of the leadership traits that it takes to get to the Rise Up Retreat. 2-star Crystal Executive is the qualification for the Rise Up Retreat next year. And I will tell you, I will have more people there than anyone else. And the reason why is because I'm obsessed with leadership, and I am obsessed with all of you grabbing 2 people and bringing them with you or going there yourself, and I want to teach you how to do that. The company is coming out with an incentive for 2 stars, so it's actually a perfect marriage of going towards that 2-star rank to qualify for the Rise Up, as well as what they're going to be gifting you if you achieve 2-star. Which is 20 cycles per week. So I'm going to teach you what you need to do to grow your cycles, number 1, and then stay paid as executive. Paid as executive is it's the highest level of leadership in our company. It's what you want to duplicate for your cycles to grow, and it's what you want to do to create a legacy business for your family. Okay. And I know that's why all of you are on this call, because I invited people that are only serious about building this business to these calls on Sunday nights. This is no apologies. I do not have to say, if you just want to get your products paid for, that's fine. Because I know for a fact that all of you want this for more than that. And it's okay. We're going to have hundreds of product users that only want that, and that's totally fine. But I am talking to the people that are acting with urgency. I am talking to the people that want to develop themselves to become the best leader that you can possibly be. I am talking to the people that eventually want to do this full time. And I am talking to those people that, even if you love your job, want to complement it with Isagenix so you can go and give abundantly to the things that you are most passionate about. And that is a happy and fulfilled life when you are able to choose, when you have a life of the freedom of choice. That is a happy life. And that's what Jim and Kathy wanted for all of us. Because, when they were retired 15 years ago, they did not have to do this. In fact, when you walk into Isagenix headquarters, which I debated. I wanted to post all of these pictures of the Isagenix headquarters. I wanted to do some Facebook Lives. I want to do some Facebook Lives of the Rise Up Leadership Retreat. But I'm just going to be honest with you. The reason why I didn't post a ton of pictures is because you need to qualify. Not everybody gets a blue ribbon in life. And that's just the way it goes. If that was true, then 97% of people would have a different life than they have right now. And I'm not going to go and show you content. And maybe that sounds harsh, but I truly believe that. If you need to work to get there. And I can say that, like I said, and be totally unapologetic about it, because I want to teach you what it takes, because it's going to be worth it when you get there and work for it versus getting a sneak peek, right? Does that make sense? It feels so much better to be able to literally see it in your own eyes and know that you can do that. And that may have something to do with 2-star and what they're doing. So what we want to do in Isagenix is bridge the gap between so many people achieving this, like, you know, getting their products paid for. So manager or kind of hanging out there, and like 6 figures and above. There's too few people at 6 figures and above, and there's so many people at that like consultant manager place. And we want to get people in that 2-star to 3-star range. And the reason why that's so important is not income. It is what is going to happen with the freedom of choice at that income, because that's when you're earning, if you're doing, 26 a week, it's about $1,080 a week. And that doesn't include leadership bonus pools. So that's like a $4,000 to $7,000 a month income with Isagenix. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Okay, so there are more people that I want in that area of leadership. Now, the reason why I say leadership in your business is because you have to develop into a leader to be a Crystal Executive 2-star. You cannot personally enroll yourself past that, and it'd actually be very, very rare to even get there without working with other people. And that's where most people go wrong. So Jim and Kathy got super bored 15 years ago, and they considered retirement because they have been very, very successful. But like me, during the 4th of July, I seriously was tapping my fingers going, oh my gosh, where is everyone that I want to help? I don't know what to do with myself. Let's go lay out, for a little bit and then go out to dinner and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. That happened for a few days. Now, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Who are we going to talk to? Who are we going to get excited? Whose lives are we going to impact, right? So that's what happened with them. They had a vision, and what Kathy saw, she was a dental hygienist. She got involved in network marketing when someone shared with her. She built to the top of 3 different companies. She was $1 million earner in 3 other companies, one in 6 months, one in less than that, and one in 6 weeks. She is the best of the best at the best at connecting, being authentic, and going, I just call it being straight up a professional network marketer with no apologies about it. And she would go straight for the people and that were highly motivated, self-motivated, passionate, driven. This is how she talks. Passionate, driven, purposeful, know how to work, and they want a different life than they have now. Those are the people I wanted to connect with. None of this convincing, none of this dragging, there's so many people out there that want this, and that's who I'm connecting with. So that's what Kathy did. And it's super inspiring to be around her. And honestly, today is all I needed to be acting like this right now. When you are around people like that who are excited and passionate and came out of retirement because they had a vision for a company that would impact people's lives and free them physically and financially while becoming the largest health and wellness company in the world, she got so excited about it. Now, John Anderson, our founder, had to convince them a little bit because Jim really loves to golf and they love to travel, and Kathy really likes to shop, and she does it well. So they're like, listen, if we're going to come out of retirement, there would be something really good, like really good. So they had a chance to try, guess what product? Ionic Supreme. So they had a chance to try Ionic Supreme, lit up with energy, and said, okay, you have our attention, let's take a look. Do you know why John Anderson created Ionic Supreme? Because he got bit by a recluse spider and was very, very, very sick. He was also type 2 diabetic. So after he created Ionic Supreme, they wanted to create a system for weight loss. And more importantly, they wanted to increase lean muscle so it would last long term. They also, and he's a very smart man who made 2,000 different products for 200 or more different companies, and he knew the filling that was going on with proteins. And he also knew the garbage that was being put in products. So he wanted to create a network marketing company because they were also very passionate about helping people create lives of financial freedom as well. So when they put together the weight loss system, it was truly to just say we need to help people with their nutrition and also long term. So we want the highest quality of protein, and we want something that's going to really target visceral fat, which is that dangerous fat that surrounds the midsection and the inflammatory process. That's why they created our Isolene Shake and then our Cleanse for Life. So Isagenix was founded on our 9-day cleanse, and that's it. And people that started in the first little bit of the company only got paid on business volume. So they actually had to talk about business volume, which I sometimes think is probably a good thing, because some of us get super spoiled with PIBs and double PIBs and never talk about cycles, which is the residual income pay that makes a difference long term, that compounds long term. When you share, people consume products, they get enrolled in IsaBody and Healthy Mind and Body for retention of using these products as a lifestyle. Their auto ship goes through and they share. Then that person shares. Then that person shares. And in Isagenix, because we don't have diluted team volume, like Jim Coover said today, he was an incredible entrepreneur in several other companies previously. He would go into companies, figure out what was going wrong and why they weren't profitable and growing, and he would go in and fix things. So he actually created our comp plan on insurance actuaries, and he knew what went wrong with the companies that Kathy had been a part of. He knew how people were getting, well, I'll just say it, screwed out of an income that they had worked very, very hard for, and how companies were taking that away from most of their distributors when it was a multi-level marketing. And he said what bothered them the most, this is what bothered them the most, and why our comp plan is so incredibly unique. He said greatness would come in to their organization, 2 years down the road, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and say it's like past level 7 of referrals. So I enroll Beth enrolls Anna enrolls Christy enrolls Andrea enrolls Janelle enrolls Kathy enrolls Kayla. Then Kelsey Cowie comes along, and she is ready to rock Isagenix. And guess what happened? She comes to Del Rey, or actually Del Rey texts her, which I did, and sets up a call with her. And that's how she was at the Rise Up. And I say, Kelsey, I see it in you. I know you can do this. I saw you blowing up my Isopulse. You're rocking it. And I want to lock arms with you and help you. In other companies, anything Kelsey would do would be zero benefit to me. So Jim said greatness would come in down the road and they could do nothing about it, or it wouldn't behoove someone like a leader to spend so much time building with someone, because it literally made them zero income. Because at the end of the day, you guys, here's the thing. We are all about helping people, but most importantly, if you're running a business, you're running a business, not a charity. Okay, and you really have to protect your time, especially if you have that Midwest compassionate servant heart. There is 100% service-oriented hearts when it comes to this, which I love. But if you're dragging people, if you want it more than them, my sister, I love her so much, and I just got to spend time with her this weekend. She goes, Del Rey, how do I know the difference? How do you know the difference? How do I learn this? And I said, if people are sucking your energy, if you believe in this more than they do, if you have to drag them along, if you feel like you're convincing and they don't have their hand up, if they're not in action and they're not blowing up your Isopulse, you're trying to work with them and convince them versus people that are enrolling on your Isopulse and on your team, that's not the person. You move on, you continue to grow yourself, you enroll new, and you continue to up level who you're talking to. Grow as a person, and suddenly that person comes right in. Now, Kathy taught me one thing. Well, more than one thing, but this key thing. She said your state of energy, passion, and enthusiasm will trump any knowledge that you have. This is such an important topic for leadership, because you're going to have to fake it until you make it. You're going to have to stand tall. You're going to have to do the power pose. I don't care if you're male or female. You put your chest out, your head up, your hands on your hips, and you breathe in like you're Superman or Superwoman, because confidence is key. It is everything. Actually, physiologically, why I love Lori Harder so much, because number one, she's crazy fun. So fun. I've never had fun working out like that in my life, like literally shaking our bodies like I was at the club, but also working out at the same time, just getting you so outside of your comfort zone. Confidence. Continue to build your confidence. And that is what's going to get you out there connecting with the right people. When you're confident, you don't have a chicken list. You know you got the goods. Someone said that today. You have the golden, or and this week at the leadership retreat, you have the golden ticket. You have the golden nugget for people. There is nothing that is going to happen negatively from someone even choosing to do this and having a long-term vision of adding an additional stream of income. You look at statistically network marketing, you look at what it can do for people's lives for retirement. Most people don't have a plan B, let alone a plan A. We've talked about that before. And I do want to address, I had someone bring up to me, made a post in Biz Leaders about this business model and how passionate I am about it compared to a regular business model. Here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with that. If people are happy in traditional business and they're adding value and services to people's lives, that is amazing. That's what we want. We can't have every single person do, like, I say Isagenix. You're not gonna have anybody do your hair or check you out. Well, I don't do groceries anymore, like at the store, but you know what I'm saying. You're not gonna have anybody do services on you. Like, not everybody is meant to do this. So don't try and convince everybody. Look for the ones that want it. And the only way that you know if they want it is if you ask the right questions. You're not convincing everyone to do this. That should actually relieve you a lot. Does anybody feel better that not every single person is going to do Isagenix you come into contact with, right? Should feel really good about that. Should be like, oh, cool. I guess I have to ask some questions and see if they're qualified to work with you. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's actually where I go right now. Okay, let me ask a list of questions and see if you qualify to work with me, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time with you. And my time is precious, and I'm not just going to give it away to someone that's not acting with urgency. So I wrote down a couple of notes because a lot of people tell me that they want this and they want to be a leader. There's 26 people on the call. I'm impressed by that, but I think it's because I had Jim and Kathy on the picture, and you're like, okay, I think maybe one of them's gonna be there. All I got is Delray. This is so not what I was expecting, but what I will tell you is I am gonna get Kathy on a Zoom, and you 26 will be the first to know. I always screenshot people's names, just so you know. Just so you know, people that are on morning Zooms, on these, I take a little screenshot, I scroll down into the chat, I know who's on them. Guess who gets my time? That's who gets my time. And you should do the same thing too. Who's blowing up your ice pools? Who's engaged? Who's in action? That's who gets your time. Now, I'm not saying you should learn and not do, but it matches up, doesn't it? Isn't it ironic that people that are consistent on calls are consistent in their business and will build a consistent business because they're taking it seriously like a business? Urgency. I had a woman tell me she wants this really, really bad. I won't tell you the details, but really bad. Like life circumstances that you would think would make someone move into action far beyond fear. And I said, okay, this is how we're going to launch it. When can we get a Zoom together? Let's do this. Well, maybe like a few weeks or a month when I'm ready, or I gotta get this together and this together. Urgency. Do you have urgency as a leader? Do you have urgency in your business every single day? For me, I'm like, oh, you gotta get to work. The reason why is because other network marketers are jumping ship from other companies and they are open to this business model. They just don't have a home yet. I am going to connect with those people that love network marketing. They love it. They know I'm a professional network marketer. No apologies. No hiding. They know where my home is. You better not message me to switch a company because this is not happening. Because this company is my home. When people come here, that's what they say. And the reason why is they dealt with things that had no integrity. They were making money but had no purpose, no culture, no community of trust. When people steal people from other people, when it's this nasty, where the eighth person doesn't count anymore. So they're like, well, I'm sorry, nothing you do affects me in any way. That is what Jim wanted to change. He goes, I wanted you to be able to spot the diamond whenever they came into your organization and help them succeed. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship for the both of you, because you should value your time too. And you're worth that. That's why they created it that way. And I am going to get into next week's call maxing out your business center and what that means. You know why I'm going to tell you that? Because if I don't talk about it, it's not going to be on your brain. If I don't talk about executive, you're not going to have an executive state of mind. If I don't talk about urgency, if I don't talk about what it takes, if I don't talk about prioritizing your time and protecting it, so you didn't end up like me 1 year ago, feeling exhausted, stressed, chaos, spending time away from my daughters or on my phone if I was with them, you cannot do that for this business. You become a rock star of your time so you can protect it, so you can pass that on to other people who want time flexibility. We cannot preach time flexibility with people and not do it ourselves. Or we cannot say that this is so great and exciting. You should do this business with me. You're like stressed, you're frustrated, you're comparing yourself to other people. It wasn't a rise up and I should have been. And I should have hit Crystal Executive and should have, and suddenly you're shooting all over yourself. It is time now to rise up with your mindset as a business owner and a professional network marketer. I don't care if you have another job, but when you do this business, you are a professional. You are a CEO, you are a business owner. Whether you're doing it part-time or full-time, you're treating it that way. And business owners act with urgency when they're building their business. When you're in a startup company, you're doing things differently than when you're in momentum. Realize that. And also realize, you guys, that that doesn't mean, so some people think, okay, I want to have balance in my life. I want to have balance. I'm like, yeah, so do I. But there's times when there's sacrifice. So if I do need to be on the phone at a certain time or a certain time period or month, like boom in June, when I told both of my girls there was going to be a push in my business. But when mom hits the free Venetian stay, then McKenna, before I go to Celebration, we're going to go to a Shawn Mendes concert. I'm going to fly you first class and we're going to stay in a hotel that overlooks the lake together. Because I'm going to sacrifice some of this time now so we can go do that together. Would have never been able to do that before. But that's the sacrifice and the trade-off. And then it builds momentum. And that's, I think, what a lot of people get confused is you're not going to push and sacrifice 24/7 all the time. You're going to get in phases of building and in momentum. And when we all work together and create momentum together by doing things like this nutrition survival guide together, invite together, get people to the Zoom together, promote together, same social media, like underlying info together, right? So we have this common campaign. We give people verbiage. We go through our happy product users. Imagine if you have 20 happy product users and 10 choose to throw up a Facebook cover photo and then give them verbiage for people that have been curious about their experience. They're walking billboards. If you guys have people with results, there is a reason why they're not sharing. It's because you haven't connected that other people around them that are around them everywhere are struggling with what they did before. And it better be emotional. This is about people, not profits. It's about people, not a PIB. Not people, not a double PIB. People, not cycles. And speaking of that, if you want to be at Rise Up Retreat, you better have 2 people on your left cycling with their 5-cycle bonus and 2 people on your right cycling with a 5-cycle bonus, or 5 cycles. 5 to 10 cycles a week left, 5 to 10 cycles a week right, 2 people, and you are suddenly 2-star. So if you think it's so hard, like it's a mountain to climb to grow your cycles, guess what you need to do? Stop focusing on you. Because if you're focusing on you to grow your cycles, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You have to grow you as a leader to attract higher quality people that actually want to partner with you to get to 5 to 10 cycles. That's key. But you need the right people to go to those, and that changed everything for me. Everything. Hillary Courtney told me if you log into IcePulse, you look at your own cycles, you're in the wrong business. That was eye-opening. She goes, you better know every single one of your consultants and where they're cycling every week. Who's going to have their highest week? Are you guys building a momentum? Do you have some higher weeks together? Could you do push weeks that week? Could you do a challenge together? Could you grow them at the same time? If there's lower weeks, who's doing healthy happy hours to make up for some of those lower weeks and grow them? So that's working together as a team. Team, team, team. So you want something? Who are you helping get something? And if you are helping people get what they want, how deep is your relationship with them? People will raise their hand and run when you connect their why with Isagenix being the vehicle to help them get what they want. That's when the magic happens. It's kind of a funny question, but like, how emotional are you? It's weird because I was so like major layers to me of not wanting to be vulnerable, not wanting to be emotional, brick walls up until 2.5 years ago. That's why it happened. Broke me open to be able to relate to people. I sat on the plane today and the lady next to me that was, had to use the seatbelt extender. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, seriously, there's so many people suffering. So many people suffering. It just makes me so sad. And I go, how can I relate? How? It's in the pain, it's in the struggle, it's in your eyes, it's in the empathy, it's in looking at people. Connecting all comes from the struggle and the challenge. Always. And same thing with the business. They're one and the same. If you want people to be incredible impact leaders, they have to be on point. How good are you at influencing other people positively when you're exhausted, when you're tired, when you don't treat your body right, when you don't work out, when you're in a rut that's turned to a grave because you've been there for so long, when you have no belief in yourself, yet you want to pour belief into other people and you want to help people. I hear that all the time. I want to help people. I love helping people. I love serving people. Are you helping yourself? If you wrote down a list of the things that you say to yourself on a day-to-day basis, would you say that to anyone else? And then how do you take that? If you are confident, if you're ready, if you've been doing these calls and you're like, yeah, I can do it. I think I can reach out to some people now. How are you consistent and continually up-leveling? You're in action. I mean, social media should just be this beautiful documentary of you growing. Like they look back and they're like, who the heck? That chick like 2 years ago? Seriously, is that person now? That's what she's surrounding herself with? Are you serious? Like they have no other choice than to say, okay, I'm listening, I'm watching, I see it. And when you're unapologetic, go ask for referrals. That's what our to-do list is today and this week. I want you to ask for referrals. That's what Kathy did to build both of her businesses when her income was a goose egg or just growing. Like she acted like a millionaire, yet she had $5,000 coming in a month. But her verbiage was, I'm growing and expanding my business in this area. I'm looking for self-motivated, passionate individuals who love health, fitness, and nutrition and are open to additional streams of income. Came across an incredible opportunity with a company, and I would love to share it with you. Would you be open? Or I'm working on a passion project. Would you be open? State what your passion project is. That's your purpose and your vision and your mission and truly what you want. Like, what kind of service do you want? Tell that to people. I want to be home with my babies, and I see more women and want more women at home with their kids. Whatever it is, everybody's different. Everybody has a different purpose and passion. And that's where you're able to connect with so many people that are different, right? For me, I'm connecting with network marketers that have had either a bad experience because they had companies that did not have the core values that we have, or that are open. And they know this comp plan. And there were stories told at Rise Up Retreat, which is why events are so key to build your belief to a 10 out of 10. When you're a 10 out of 10, then you're compelled and you're obligated and you jump out of bed because you're living out your purpose and passion. And it's not about you, because when you don't open your mouth, and it's selfish because you feel so obligated to share such an incredible gift with people. The biggest mistake that people make is they do not see themselves where they don't see themselves where they want to be. They see themselves where they are. It's the biggest issue. When you see yourself where you are, everything in your state and your energy goes back to lack, uncertainty, wavering faith, because maybe your belief goes with your cycles up and down. Maybe your confidence does that when someone says no. Unwavering, unapologetic Knowing where you're going as a leader is the most attractive thing to people. They feel so confident and certain and trusting you and where you're going. And that develops with time. It develops with conversations. So every single conversation that you have is one step closer to, I call it 6-figure conversation, 7-figure conversation. Who are those people that you want to gift this to? That would be that kind of impact entrepreneur, right? That would take this. And I will tell you with that, when Kathy stated that she wanted to create a company with more 6- and 7-figure earners than any company in the world, the little A guy, you guys know, stands for associate, right? So it stands for what's not right for the associate is not right for the company. When she stated that, she didn't state it for income. That's why I love it. It's because she said when we have more people doing that and more abundance flowing to people like that, they're able to gift how they want to gift. They're able to contribute and serve in the areas they're most passionate about. That's what's cool. So cool. We don't have car bonuses. I love that. We don't have people on stage showing off a ring they got from Isagenix. It's so awesome. It's because people we talk about Make-A-Wish instead, and we bring up a child whose life was blessed by Isagenix. Do you know we're one of the top, I have to look at this to make sure it's right, but we're among Delta and some other huge companies for some of the largest contribution to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Did you know that? Do you ask people if they want to contribute to the Make-A-Wish Foundation every month or add $1 to their order? Oh, by the way, Isagenix has contributed over, gosh, what is it now? It's a crazy amount in just a short period of time. Our company is a company of giving. And more importantly, yeah, I know Ashley, right? She said, I love that. Lastly, do you know the core values? I was talking to Jennifer. She's a new builder today on the flight on Messenger. I'm like, how's it going? Who are you reaching out to? Up-level your contacts. Let's go for the chicken list first. And she said, I said, do you know the 12 core values? She's like, yep, I do. And I go, oh, this woman is going straight to the top. I just knew it. She goes, I have them all written down. When you know that about a company and why you chose to partner with them, you can talk to people about that. That pulls people into a vision far beyond a shake. The 12 core values of leaders grow here, eat it, love it, share it, all of those fun values, maybe you see something in someone that you know would resonate with one of the core values. You say, I admire you. You inspire me because I thought about you because you're someone that loves to share things. You're someone that is continually personally growing and developing. I mean, like, think of going to Tony Robbins. If you guys go to some of these things where you connect with people that are passionate about personal development, have you thought about that? Go to places where people go. I'm going to have Jared Gruel, he went to Rise Up, share what Chris Harder had him do. And you are going to be floored. Let's just say you don't want to miss any of the morning Zooms. None of them for the next 2 weeks. It's going to blow you away. You are going to say, holy crap, that's why I'm stuck at this income. Oh my gosh, that's why it continues to stay here. There's just epiphany after epiphany, and it has a lot to do with who you're surrounding yourself with and who you're not talking to. Embed yourself in a sphere of influence of people that are more successful, that are more personally developed. You become that. It can be so uncomfortable to do, but it's so impactful. So here's what I want you to do. Kathy told me to tell you. You're going to reach out to 10 people and you're going to ask for referrals. I'm going to do a lot more than that. I'm going to go to all my product users and I'm going to ask for referrals, and I'm going to give them verbiage for the survival guide, the nutrition survival guide. If we can get more people to use these products in their lifestyle and get them hooked on mug cake like I am and isodelites with sun butter, then we're all going to be doing really, really well. Show people this lifestyle, right? So that is so different, and bring them in. By the way, you're going to be a part of this if you're overwhelmed at first with how incredible people are. how many recipes there's going to be, how much help we're going to give you. Totally get it, but we are all here for that reason. This is a part of the culture that I'm so excited to share with you, right? I just shared that with a guy sat on the plane. He's like, why are you so happy? Like, I'm a part of this really, really incredible company with the most amazing culture that's so positive. And I just met the owner and she's like a rock star. And I really, really, I think, like, honestly, like, some of her DNA got on me. You know, when you're around people like that, when your vibration just, like, raises because theirs is so incredible, be that person. Be the magnet. And I'm reading another book, of course. It's called Fearless by Ariana Huffington. She's with the Huffington Post. Nick's mom gave it to me for my birthday. It's insane. So insanely good. So good. All right, you guys. So this is call 5, Developing the Leader Within You. This is all about up-leveling your network. And you do so by acting with urgency, creating more confidence by having those conversations, reach out to asking for referrals. You know, I'm growing my business. You are going to be, or you are an executive partner with a $1 billion health and wellness company that offers nutrition solutions for weight loss, energy performance, healthy aging, and wealth creation, and also really incredibly convenient lifestyle nutrition. Okay, so however you want to say that. Do you know how many Uber drivers heard that? Or servers? Is this what you do full time? Could you ask that? That's a great connecting statement. Is this what you do full time? No. Okay, what else do you do? You're really good at this. You're incredible at what you do with serving, and I'll compliment them that way, and then ask them if they're open to additional streams of income. What are you really passionate about? What would you be doing? Do you love it here? Do you love serving? If they're doing something else, likely no. I don't know. Most people, that's a hustle. Like, that's a really hard industry. So I love connecting with people like that. Go ask for 10 referrals this week, and then let's just cheer each other on. This is exciting. There's something super exciting Tuesday. You all know it. There's a shake release. That's a big one. We'll try and find some really convenient ways to connect with all your personally enrolled. Maybe you send out a mass email, like create an email template. Kelsey Byer shared that with us this week. She does a mass email because people don't see Facebook posts. I love connecting about shake releases to reach out, and I just love using it as another tool to connect with them and to continue that relationship. So we have that. We have Multiply in July. I talked to Justin and Hillary Courtney, and they pour tons of bonuses back into their team who's creating consultants. Whoever's creating personally enrolled consultants, they do a lot of fun things for that. So I'm going to be starting to do things like that, because what does it promote? It promotes rank advancements and duplication in your business, and all of ours. And that's what needs to be celebrated. The small wins of sharing. People getting outside their comfort zones, sharing. All right, you guys, have a great evening. I will keep you posted on when Kathy's going to be on. Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, Zoom with Sean Scott. This Zoom code is going to be Experience Isagenix, and then free enrollment code. Your guest has to be on to get one. So invite to that, and then start promoting the nutrition guide page. It'll be really fun. Just want to show people some great recipes. All right, have a fabulous evening. Bye.